Hey everyone, this is Vinny Venom, and this is Getting Into the Business, the music business that is, episode 27. I am Vinny Venom, your host, music producer, remixer, songwriter, record label owner, apparel owner, entrepreneur, public figure. Let me start off by saying to everyone, thank you for all the love and the support I've been getting from so many amazing fans, not just here in the US, but also overseas, for playing my music, sharing my music, downloading my music, and letting other people know about my music. Also, like to thank all the DJs, not just only here, but also overseas, for playing my music, liking my music, sharing my music, and letting other DJs know about my music and adding it to your shows and your mix shows. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love and the support I've been getting from all of yous here in the US and also overseas. Let me start off by saying to everyone that's been contacting me and saying, hey, been getting so much information out of your shows. It's been helping me immensely. Thank you for all you do, Vin. You make it seem so easy. You make it seem like anyone can do this. And yes, anyone can do this. Not everyone started off knowing everything in life. That's something that we all have to understand. Everything in life is different plateaus. We start off in the beginning in life where we're not able to fend for ourselves. Someone has to help us on our way until we're capable to fend for ourselves, eat for ourselves, and start the growing cycle. And those are our parents, our moms and our dads. That's also in the human nature and also in the animal kingdom nature. So it's just something that we seem to don't understand. And everybody wants to do everything, start off right off the bat on a high level, professional level. And it's not going to start off like that all the time. I've noticed that because not everyone has the resources, not everybody has the technology or the knowledge to get to that level in time. Okay. Matter of fact, see, I always think about things and then I think about them later. Let me go for a second and let me thank the DJs that support me on here before I forget. Because I have them on my head right now. Definitely Dan Matthews, thank you. um, definitely John Hoffman, definitely Lex, definitely John D'Angelo, definitely Christian Aaron, definitely Dutch, definitely Peter Quest. And if I missed anybody, oh, DJ Akar, DJ Thomas. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Right now, my brain is going in so many directions. So thank you, everybody, for all the love and the support. I definitely appreciate it. I continue to appreciate it every single day, every single minute. So everybody thinks that at the end of the day, they think they're going to be able to do something. And then they're wondering why they're making mistakes because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're starting and from beginning to end and where you're going to end up. So understand that we're going to make mistakes and failure is a great thing. And with failure, you grow and you learn and you figure out things for yourself as you go. Okay. Everything in life is experience. If you look under um, experience, you're going to, in a dictionary, you're going to see experience. That's what's going to come up because everything is an experience. You have to experience something to understand where you're at, where you are going to be, or where you, sorry, where you will be. Sorry, I just got like a little huffing cough for a second. So understand that once you understand all that stuff, you definitely will figure things out for yourself. Things will turn out different and things will end up different for you. Don't automatically think that you're going to be able to just grab onto something that you don't know and you're going to nail it every time. Failure is a great thing. I've said it before and I will say it again. We learn from our failures, we grow from our failures, and we move on from our failures. Okay. And you listen to any entrepreneur, they'll tell you the same thing. Of course, they failed. And because they didn't know what they were doing, so they had to make mistakes. And from those mistakes, they learn. But listen, what I just said to you, we learn from our mistakes, but we could also grow from our mistakes. I always do now is I write a list: do's, don'ts, and maybes. Okay. Things I'm going to do, things I'm not going to do, and things I'm going to look into maybe. So put a list together, always have that around. So because in life we always forget about things, and having things around us all the time benefits us and helps us more on our way than it did before. So this is something that you need to know. It helped me, possibly will help you. I'm not going to tell everybody to do something that I'm doing. It's a suggestions. If you want to do it, you do it. If you don't want to do it, it all comes down to you, right? So then there's things that, like everybody's looking at this video and is like, wow, this looks very complicated. Yes, it's very complicated because I created the walls, I created the tanks, everything was my imagination. There was no elevator, her going up, down. I had to create it through green screen and a lot of things and that I had to do to get it to that effect, to make it look that way, make it look professional. And it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of knowledge of knowing the software and where I'm at and where I'm going with it, and combining other software with it that's going to make it combine together and work together in sync. Not everyone is going to know that. So you have to have someone explain it to you, and that's going to take time. Like I always say, the more practice you do on something, the better you get at it. The more you do something, you'll see the difference, how it comes easier for you each and every time. The less you do it, it's going to come less you doing it each and every time. So if you're really uh, s- synced in doing something really, really bad, the more you do it, the more you're going to get better at it. And the faster you're going to accomplish that sooner than later. That's something that you need to understand that a lot of people don't understand. Okay. So let me explain something that I didn't understand. Okay. Matter of fact, let me talk about my new apparel, right? Beat Cutter Music apparel. Everybody's been enjoying and loving my logo. So now you can get my logo on hoodies, on hats, on shirts, and a lot of other things that will be coming down the pike for men and women. You could actually go down to Beat Cutter Music right now, link onto it, and go onto the page, my store, and you can purchase my stuff. I recently just sold some certain things that people contacted me and say, hey man, great work, great quality. I really love your apparel. I mentioned you to so many other people and they checked out your page and it looks amazing. Thank you so much, because you're helping me grow. As you grow, I'm growing because I'm learning, because I see you're just like one of me, like you're one of us, Finn. And that's a great thing because I am. I'm just like everybody else. I started doing things and like nobody knew about my music. Nobody knew who I was. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it took a lot of years. It didn't happen overnight, and people started noticing me more. My name comes out more to a lot of people. DJs are telling me that I'm on this list with all these other prestige DJs now. And that makes me feel good because noticing all the work that I've done, I accomplished, it was for something, it wasn't for nothing. So that's a great feeling knowing that. So, like I said, I started my store and I was a little bit kind of confused and kind of nervous on how to do what I had to do, because now you have to understand you're dealing with e-commerce, right? You have to know the taxes of different states. You have to connect it to the Shopify store, because when somebody buys something either online or a reader, I'll talk about that also. So I didn't know any of that stuff, but I always do my homework and I always look into things further. In the city in Soho, um, there is a Shopify store and it explains why it's there. Very simple. When you walk in the door, you'll see, because they explain to you what is going on with Shopify, what they're doing, and what they're doing for their customers. And if you're a customer and you're stuck with something, they'll explain it to you to the point where you'll feel comfortable, to where you'll not be nervous anymore, and you will set you on your way doing what you need to be. And that's exactly what they did for me. I don't remember their names, but I will get their names, and future episode I would definitely mention them because they were very helpful. They were very what's the word I'm trying to think? They were very trying to think, very helpful and very amazing with the situation that I was in. and getting me where I needed to be. So that was a great thing. And I'm very happy to have that opportunity to go to a store like that. And if I'm stuck at something, somebody could explain it to you because I didn't know where to do. I didn't know what I had to do. The first step I had to do, they explained it to me from beginning to end. So then what did I do? I go home. I do like I always do. I start doing my homework and I look up on YouTube and I type in starting a Shopify store beginning tutorial, and I found a couple of them that were going a little too advanced for me, and it wasn't getting, and I was getting more frustrated, and I just said, you know what? Took a break for a second, came back, looked at a couple of other creators, and I found one person that nailed it for me. Of course, as soon as I found out that he nailed it for me, I liked his page, I commented his page, I shared his page, and I subscribed to his page. And I told him, listen, I was really stuck at this, and you explained it to me in such a way and such an ease that I nailed it. And all of a sudden, I'm doing exactly what he's telling me to do. On While I'm watching him, I have my screen up where I could set up my Shopify store, and I'm doing exactly what he's doing. So all of a sudden, I have product up, I have inventory up, I have my collection up. And then I was stuck on certain things really didn't understand. I didn't get it yet. So that was finding out the different state taxes for different states. So I started doing my homework. I said, there's got to be something that shows you for each state. And there was. And I looked at one, it was for 2021. That was not going to help me because taxes change throughout the years. So I looked at 2022, found it, and I have it on my phone. So anytime I need it, when I need it, if I have to start another store, I have it in my possession and I can get things going on that level and move on. So that was a great thing that I had everything going. Then the other thing was because I was getting people that wanted to buy stuff from me on location where I was at the moment, and I didn't have that set up yet. So I had to set up a reader, and it was the most easiest thing to do. At first, I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, but I proceeded and continue to proceed to the point where I finally got it. I actually put your credit card in there, it reads it, it goes into my page, my Shopify store, takes out the money, you get a receipt, everybody's happy. It takes out the taxes for me for New York. That's taken care of. That's taken care of for the state. Everything's situated. Then I got the shipping and handling for the website if you purchase everything and whatnot. Got that up and running. So don't be discouraged on whatever you're trying to do in life because not everyone's going to get it. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, everyone's going to make mistakes. Everybody's going to definitely do things that everyone thinks they're not going to make mistakes, but they end up doing mistakes. And don't make it seem like you're not a professional because you're not. You're starting out. It takes point to a point to become a professional. Everybody's looking at my stuff and saying, "Wow, that's professional." At one point, I was doing stuff that wasn't professional. Like I always say, quality, quantity, and consistency is key. The more you do something, the more you concentrate on something, the more you get it done, you'll see it at the end of the day. You'll see the outcome from people contacting you and giving you great feedback. And the return is always great because you're putting in a lot of work in what you're trying to accomplish. Um, and if you notice my videos, you'll start seeing that at one point my videos weren't as the way they look now. They definitely didn't look like back then. And that's what everybody's video. If you go to all these creators and you watch their videos, and you look at their videos, you'll see how they started out doing stuff on their phones. As a matter of fact, older phones, not even newer phones. So the technology and the resolution wasn't as great as it was now. Now you got 4K, you got 2K, you got 8K now, you got 6K, you know, and the resolution gets better and better every time. But you also have to understand you have to go by what is equipped to surface at that moment right now. Like right now, YouTube is doing 1080p and 4K, I believe. Um, and eventually that's going to change. You know what I'm saying? But don't quote me on that. I'm just going by what I believe right now is 1080p and 4K. It might have changed. I don't know, but I only do 1080p or 4K. But other people, doing other stuff besides doing stuff on YouTube, they're doing stuff at 6K or 8K and beyond that. So, just everybody is different. Not everybody's the same at what they're doing and how they're doing it. That's something that everybody has to understand. Don't think that you're going to do everything like everybody else on that, doing stuff on red cameras, doing stuff on, Sony Venuses and all that kind of stuff, the high end stuff. It takes a lot of time, of course, to get to that level. And you have to have a lot of revenue to get to that point also, where you start getting, different lights and green screens and all these effects software and whatnot. That takes, you have to make revenue to get to that point. So you only have to start off at one point and start off slow. But whatever you do when you start off that slow, the content that you put out, put your heart and soul into it, and you'll see that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter all the lights, all the cameras you have. It all depends on you and how you perceive yourself in the video and how you explain yourself to people, where people start understanding how much they enjoy hearing you and listening to you and watching you talk about whatever you're trying to talk about at that moment on that video, and explaining things easier for those people that are struggling to try to figure out for themselves what's the first step to do. And they're confused and they're nervous and they're frustrated and they're ready to turn in the towel and, stop doing what they're doing. And you have to try to accomplish on changing their outcome and let them say, hey, listen, take a breather, relax. I was at your point at one time. I wanted to give it up, but I didn't. And I'm not going to make you give up. I'm going to get you to the point where you need to be. So, so I did. So I have my store running now. So you could get my stuff at beatcuttermusic.com, and I'm really happy that everybody's enjoying going on my site and enjoying my apparel. Thank you so much for everyone that purchased my music and people that are going to purchase my music. I'm thanking you ahead of time. So let me explain something to you. I had to find another apparel person that I was dealing with. The person I was dealing with was amazing. He's still an amazing person. He's not in the business anymore. I didn't leave him because I wasn't pleased with his work. I was 200% pleased with his work. I will still be doing work with him as we're speaking about him right now. And why? Because people are going to say, hey, why are you talking about a different person when you were talking so much about this other person? This other person has other things going on in their lives. And everybody has to understand and respect that other people have other things going on with their lives. And if they choose not to do something anymore, that's on them. And you want them to do what they're going to do for themselves. Like I said, I'm 100 million% happy with his work. I would still be doing work with him, but he's not doing that work anymore. He's not in the business anymore. So I wish him success. I always wish him success. We're still friends. We're still brothers. We still contact each other. And whatever he's going to do later on in the future, I will be there to promote him or whatever he needs. I got him. Okay. So let me start off by saying to where I'm at and where I was and where I'm at now. I needed somebody else and I started looking. And it was the most frustrating thing because everyone was giving me information that wasn't helping me at all. And I would contact somebody. I'm saying, hey, I need this, but I also need this. And I also need this, and I also need this. And they'd be like, oh, I only do one thing and I don't do these other stuff. You're going to have to get somebody else. I'm like, okay, move on to the next person. I do this, but I don't do these other things. I'm like, okay, move on. And I only have, you have to order a certain amount. And it was ridiculous. Okay, definitely not doing this with this person. So finally, I'm working and I contact one person and I'm really frustrated, really to the point where I'm like, oh, this is not working out for me. This is not benefiting me at all. Contact one person. I was kind of doubtful that this person was going to be able to be accomplish my needs. And I contacted her. It was her name was Helen. She was an amazing person right off the phone. Very pleasing, very comforting, very funny. I felt comfortable with her. So I said, well, I need this. She's like, yeah, I do this. I'm like, okay. I'm like, 'cause everybody I've been asking, they're telling me this, or they're giving me a crazy amount of order that I have to order and stuff. Talk to me. Let's see what you need. Let me see what I can help you with. She made me feel so comfortable and so that I was in a state where I'm like, I feel like, okay, she's gonna do what I need. She's gonna take care of me. So I said, I need this and I also need this. Okay, yeah, I do this, I do this. I'm like, okay, that's two. I said, also need this. I do this too. I said, okay. And it was like, let's okay, this is what I need. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. Could you do all that stuff? She goes, yeah, I do it all. And I do this also. So what else she does is airbrushing also. And I'm thinking about getting that done for down the line. So she could do that for me also. So that also kind of blew my mind also. So I found a person that has all the needs that I need to be taken care of, she can do them for me. And it's great dealing with one person and one person alone, knowing that they can help me in those needs. And her name is Helen, and the company is called NYC Customs. And when you contact her, she's going to make you feel the same way I felt, comfortable and knowing that your needs are going to be taken care of, which is going to help you with your apparel, whatever you need and whatever. And she's getting stuff going for me as we speak. And listen, I always kind of give people information even when I make mistakes, okay? I got too excited, okay, that she knew all the stuff, and I explained to her everything I needed done. And yesterday, I ran down things for her, and she's like, "Oh, you didn't tell me that, and I needed this done." And she took care of it. She's like, "Well, you didn't say that. You said this, but I didn't know if related to that, and that was my fault." And I said to myself, "You're right. I kind of felt so comfortable explaining things to you. But where I usually do is write things on piece of paper, or when I have a conversation with somebody, I send them an email after that or later on in the night. So explaining to her what we talked about and maybe certain things didn't get explained right. And now that I know that, I'm going to be doing that with her and everyone else later on down the line on other things that I'm doing because it's always good to have that knowing that you have that situated and that's taken care of on that end. And like I said, she's amazing, fantastic. I'm content. Her name is Helen. The company's called NYC Customs. So if you need anybody to do hats with your logo on there, she also does airbrushing. She does a lot of other stuff. Contact her and let her know what you're doing, what you need to get done, and she will definitely handle whatever needs you need in the apparel and the garment um, situation that you're dealing with at that moment or what you need done later on or now. So I'm really happy knowing that I found somebody. So let me get down to something else. My music is also on Pond 5, and everybody's going to say to me, "What's Pond 5?" Let me explain something to you. If you watch my shows, don't just cut off at the end of my show because towards the end of my show, I have other stuff going on explaining to you that my music is licensed on Pond 5. So if you want to use my music on TV shows, um, or your videos and whatnot, you contact Pond 5, you listen to their read and listen to their policy and terms. Of course, you're going to pay a fee for the licensing, but also read the licensing and terms. If you don't know what they're saying to you, shoot them an email, go to the support. There's a support link there. Contact them. I have done that also. Be other things besides music, and explain to them what you need done and if this categorizes what you need done and what plan would fit you the best for that. And now you have the opportunity to have my music on your videos, YouTube creators, or people doing videos and need music, and you happen to want to use my music, you have the opportunity of that. If you look at the also at the end of the videos, you'll see snippets of my music that's on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, um, you name it, the other music platforms that I'm on, and you're able to download and stream whatever platform you are usually related to on that. So it's great to know that doing these videos is helping a lot of people get to the point where they need to be. You know, a lot of people say to me, I really enjoy your video. I love what you do. I see that you go far and beyond. And that's a great thing, Vin, because, a lot of people need things explained to them, and you're just like one of us. And I am. I'm just like everybody else. People contact me and say, hey, man, I really love your music. I love your shows. And I'm going to talk about other things in prior videos that I'm also doing that I'm starting to get into, because a lot of people contact me and say, "Hey, man, I really hate my job. I really don't want to do it anymore. Trying to figure out what's the game plan for me, and I don't know. You have any suggestions?" I wouldn't know any suggestions. You should know what you want to do, and if you're good at something and you believe that people are going to get a lot out of it or what you do a show, do something like this, or do a podcast. I'm actually going to talk about other things that I'm getting involved in as I do them, and I'm going through them. I will definitely put up a show about it, explaining to you where I started, where I'm at, and where I'm looking to go, as I always do. You notice that I've been talking about a lot of things. I talked about TikTok. I noticed a lot of people that I know that got really well known on TikTok. All these platforms and all these social media platforms that are getting people noticed more and more every day, and them getting noticed gets them work. And they have the opportunities to start doing shows like this because they start getting more popular, and people are starting to know them more, and what they do on these platforms. So many people that I know got so popular on so many platforms, and people wonder how they can do that for themselves. Like I said, you are the master of your own fate. You can do whatever you want to do, but you have to do it. There's doers, there's sayers, and you have to be one of those people that says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to accomplish it. I just got to get it done. Doing something and not doing it and talking about it, it's never going to get done. Just don't feel that you're going to fail. Like I always say, failure is a great thing. When you fail at something, it makes you work harder to get better and accomplish what you failed on. And I always say, put down on the list of all those failures that you put together in your life, and range them in different situations in your life that you went through those failures. And then you're going to notice that you will not accomplish those failures anymore because you documented them and you want to end them. Everybody's going crazy on the new song that I did, Vinny Venom, Ticky Ticky Tick Tock. I actually rapping on it. Everybody's going, wow, that song is fire. Wow, I didn't know. I knew you rapped, but I didn't know you had, this vibe and this groove and everything. The video song is making me feel good. It's very uplifting. It's good that you're creating something that's giving people a great feeling that you're putting something out there, enjoying, and they're really loving what you're doing. It's a great feeling knowing that you're doing something and you're accomplishing stuff, and you're noticing people that you're accomplishing these things, and that makes them notice that they could accomplish things also. Like I said, if you are stuck at something and you need some information, definitely DM me. Or, like I said, if you have music that you want me to listen to and bring up on future episodes of this show, definitely hit me up at vinnyvenom at gmail, or DM me like I've had with other um, people that contacted me. And I think my last one, I contacted someone and listened to their music, and I definitely loved it. And I definitely said, I'm definitely going to talk about it. And I did. And I definitely left the links on the bottom. Like I said, you won't be able to play the music, of course, because I don't own the rights to it. And I will never do that because that could turn out not good. But you have to find out all these alternatives and whatnot. So I could only talk about it and leave the links, and people get to know you by me talking about your music and also leaving the links on the bottom. And that's it. It's all about getting stuff situated the right way and figuring out what's the best way, what you have to do. So if you like this show, definitely like, subscribe, comment, and definitely share. And like it so the algorithms get noticed and this show gets noticed more on YouTube. I appreciate everyone supporting me and liking what I'm doing. Until the next episode, that will be episode 28. This is Vinny Venom for Getting Into the Business, the music business that is. Take care. Until next time, be well.
Just would like to let everybody know that my BeatCutterz music apparel website is now up and running. So if you are now looking to purchase my new clothing apparel line, just go to my BeatCutterzmusic.com website and you can now purchase my new apparel. Thank you. Just would like to let everybody know that my BeatCutterz music apparel website is now up and running. So if you are now looking to purchase my new clothing apparel line, just go to my BeatCutterzmusic.com website and you can now purchase my new apparel. Thank you. Everyone that knows me knows that everything that I do is pure perfection. And I'm always looking for that professional work each and every time. And when I need someone to do my BeatCutterz music apparel, I go to companies like New York City Customs because I know I will get perfection and quality work from them each and every time. So if you need someone that's great at what they do and is going to give you nothing but quality each and every time, then contact Helen. Tell her that Vinny Venom sent you. You won't be disappointed. Number is 1-917-660-7440. For everyone that enjoys my music and would like to use it on their creative videos, well, my music is available now on Pond 5 for licensing, so pay for the license, follow the instructions, and enjoy my music for your next creative video. Go down to descriptions in my video and click on the link and it will bring you to the Pond 5 website link for where you can get my music.
I felt it from the first day. Nothing since that day ever stayed the same. I didn't make a good enough impact. I can hear the sound, I can hear the beat. A new day has dawned on me. I know that you like
BeatCutterz music. BeatCutterz music. BeatCutterz music.